stage. I woke up this morning and now I hurt my knee while I was sleeping, so I'm limping a bit. Yes, my name is MaryAnn. So my claim to fame is Mrs. Sullivan's my sister. I was teaching Mrs. Sullivan. She's the second born in our family. And then that's my baby sister Kim. We work together. We run our business together, so it's a family business. I do have clinics, but sorry, I don't work in the. I do help out in the community, but we work with medical aids and in the private sector. I was in Fairvale in 1984. I graduated from Fairvale. When was it Mr. Field or Mr. Who was the principal?
Jaffa. Wasn't it
I
Jaffa?
didn't like Mr. Jaffa, so I think we'll just stick with Mr. Field. Mr. Field was the principal, was my principal when I started here.
Okay.
Mrs. Peterson was my class teacher. Mr. Burgess took me for history. Mr. Bishop for maths. Mrs. George for biology. Did I miss anybody? Those are, and Mr. Who taught us geography? Mr. McPherson, I think. Eh?
McPherson.
Those are the teachers that made a great impression on my life. So if you find a teacher that you connect with, those are the best mentors you could possibly have. They were the teachers that always told me that I could be anything I wanted to be. Mr. Burgess, my history teacher, would take me to another world altogether when he did history lessons. I was in Germany, I was in Alsace and Lorraine, I was in Prague, I was in England, I was in all those countries when I did history. Maths, I don't know, I'm still not good at maths, to be quite honest. Biology was another subject I liked. But my talk today is a talk to say that it doesn't matter where you come from. It only matters where you end. And that is when, if you're really hungry to do something, and I don't mean hungry to be a plumpy like me, I mean hungry with ambition, because we do know that if you look back at the history of Fairvale School, there's a lot of amazing people that came out of Fairvale. We've got doctors, we've got lawyers, we've got a lot of people that own the company. I know in my class of 1984, there's about 5 of us that run our own business, and very, very successful people, and still very, very humble. If you speak to them, they'll tell you they come from Wentworth. Denise Smith, Drea from Alabama Road, runs her own company, traveling all over the world. Her daughter's just now become head of primary school teaching at a private school in New Zealand. Her son owns his own trucking company. So there's a lot of success stories coming from Fairvale. So don't let people tell you, oh, you come from Fairvale, or you know where your school is, you come from where your school is. It just depends on what you want out of life. My sister Kim will tell you that you must pray, and before you make any decisions, I pray too, but I just don't talk about it. But you know, before you make major decisions, fast and pray. But just remember that you can be anything you want to be. Nobody can tell you what you can and what you can't be. For women, I'm going to talk a little bit for the ladies. The ladies, what I've learned in life is learn to love yourselves. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. Look in the mirror every day and tell yourself, I'm beautiful, I'm successful, I'm amazing, and I'm great. Because sometimes in life you're going to meet people who are going to want to make you feel like you're no one and nothing. They'll tell you that, I'll say things that happened to me. So they'll tell you that, oh, you're so dark. How come your sisters are so light-skinned and you're dark? Or, oh, you know, you've got a very pretty face, but from the neck down, you need to lose weight. Or you talk too much, or you know how people can be. If they're having a bad day, they try to spoil your day. And sometimes our partners or our husbands do the same thing. And I don't think they mean it, but sometimes if you're having a really bad day and somebody says, you're stupid, for example. People like saying that, isn't it? You're a fool, you're stupid. Don't take it to heart. Look at them, smile, walk away and say, I know who I am. There's a nice song. What's that song that I like, King, that makes me cry? I know who I am. What's the song?
I know who I am.
You know the song? Yes, it's a gospel song. I love this song. Whenever that song plays, I bawl, I cry, because I do. I know who I am, right? I'm the child of the Father, Most High. I'm a blessed child of the Father, Most High. And when I look in the mirror, I see the most beautifulest woman you'll ever see in your entire life. Even though the doctors will tell me I look like a cherubim because I'm chubby, or you know, whatever, but I know who I am, and that's something you all need to take away with you. Know who you are. Don't let other people dictate will determine what your worth is in life. If you are worth gold, then don't back down because that's who you are. Okay? Don't let people determine your worth. Read your Bibles, study hard. I can tell you one thing, that if you got an education, you can go anywhere in the world. If you can work hard, you will be successful anywhere in the world, no matter whether you go to the UK or to the US or to Cyprus, where else a lot of South Africans, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Australia, New Zealand. If you've got good work ethics, you're disciplined, you're honest, you've got integrity, you are not willing to cut corners, you've got your backing of your education behind you, and nobody will stop you from going. And for people who are not academic and you work amazing with your hands, you're artists, you sing, you're painters, you do ceramics, there's a place for you. You just have to find your niche and go for it. But don't give up your dreams to please other people. And I know sometimes our parents want us to be doctors and lawyers. I'm a nurse, and it was the best decision I ever made. I love being a nurse. I love it. So whatever you like doing, if you love what you're doing, go for it. And just remember that whatever profession you choose in life must be your hobby, because you will be spending a lot of time doing it, and you don't want to be miserable in your place of work. Okay? Did I miss anything?
Okay, so
I knew she was going to stand up and say something. I knew it.
I just want to emphasize that
I'll take it.
your attitude determines your altitude. Okay? So how you approach anything, any career, not everybody's going to be a lawyer, not everybody's going to be a doctor, not everybody's going to be deemed successful as society makes us feel is successful, right? So remember that when I say your attitude determines your altitude, it's how you approach every situation. So if you come knowing that you want to learn, you're going to have a teachable spirit. So you come and you say, okay, I want to learn. Always remain humble. You always start at the bottom. Even if it means, I'm also a nurse. I used to tell people I clean bedpans for a living, right? Because that's what I used to do. But it becomes rewarding after a while, because you know what, those people really need their help, right? When you're a nurse, they really need it. But you stay with it, you do what you're doing, and you see you reap the benefits. You start climbing higher and higher. And today, as she said, we run 2 amazing clinics. We actually determine, patients come to us rather than go to their doctors. You know, they trust our judgment. Sometimes we don't know everything. And I'll tell the patients, I will not answer for you right now, but I will go back, I will learn, I'll research, and I'll see what I can do. And people still come back to us. And we also learn from the patients. So don't even be shy to ask questions. There is no stupid questions. As long as you're learning and you want to learn, ask the same question 1,000 times until you understand it. Because then you'll be able to teach somebody else. Always remember that the more humility you have, the higher you shall climb. Not everything's about money. If you follow your dreams and you determine where you want to go, money follows you. If you put money as your focus, you will never get it, because then you're working for the wrong reasons. But if you do what you need to do because you love it and you want to help people, because that's the best business you can be in, is building people. Alright? Money follows you. You'll never be short. Okay? Any questions?